You want to lose a good man fast? Simple. Just follow these 3 steps and I guarantee you he will be gone before you even realize what happened. Step 1. Disrespect him. The fastest way to kill love is disrespect. Roll your eyes at him. Cut him off when he talks. Talk down to him in front of other people. Laugh at his ideas. Make him feel this small. A good man will not stay where he feels disrespected because respect is the foundation of how he gives and how he leads. The second he loses that, the relationship is done. Step 2, withhold your intimacy. Then make sex a bargaining chip. Weaponize intimacy. Punish him by shutting him out physically and emotionally. Make him feel like attraction is something he has to beg for. When a man feels unwanted by the woman he chose, it cuts him deeper than you think. So he will check out, and once he does, it is almost impossible to bring him back. And finally, step 3, be constantly negative. Finally, complain about everything. Focus on what he isn't instead of what he is. Criticize instead of appreciate. Nitpick the small things and ignore the effort he does put in. Nothing crushes a man faster than realizing no matter how hard he tries, he will never be enough in your eyes. So yeah, do these 3 things and you will lose a good man fast. Or you can flip it. Respect him, desire him, and appreciate him. That's how you keep a man who actually will show up for you.
My boyfriend's always coming home late from work recently. Why's that? I just think he's addicted to his job and doesn't really care about anything else. And then he just comes home and plays Xbox with his friends. He's all happy with them and then he shuts down when I try to talk to him. Well, how do you talk to him? I tell him he's not dedicating enough time to me. And then it just turns into some fight about how he's doing his best. But he's not. He could be with me and not that stupid Xbox. Is your boyfriend good at his job? Yeah. Do his friends that play Xbox seem to appreciate him? I mean, yeah, but I think your boyfriend's spending time in places where he receives respect. His boss, his colleagues, his friends. Men are really simple. All they want is respect. And their time and attention tends to go where they receive it. How about instead of making him feel bad for working late, you tell him how much you appreciate his hard work and dedication to his career. Instead of telling him how he plays too much Xbox, you treat him with the same respect as the friends he plays with. Instead of expressing your frustration, you ask him what's on his mind. Once he feels respected, appreciated, and understood by you, he'll never want to leave your side again.
I'm disrespecting my husband because I'm friends with a man?
But I think, though, it's not that you're friends with a man. The point is you're not listening to him. Like, again, love to men is respect. It's saying, you know what, I might not agree with this, but I respect your judgment, so I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna do what you say. But, like, men don't want an argumentative woman.
Respect. Such a beautiful word and a thing everyone demands. In fact, you probably know that this age is all about respecting everyone else, regardless of how shitty their opinions are. Well, if the person at hand is a man who thinks that a woman should cook and clean for him because he's the breadwinner, he must be cancelled. But you get the idea. We're not here to promote any political correctness, so accountability is a must no matter the gender. A woman can easily say whatever she wants to a man. Namely, she can call him insecure, controlling, irresponsible, and even tell him he's got a small dick, but she won't be criticized as much. However, if a man simply tells his woman that he expects her to take care of the house and obeys him more than she obeys his master at work, he's an oppressor, a bad person, and all that jazz. When it comes to disrespect, equality does not apply.
I'll use you as an example. At the beginning of this podcast, you were fairly disrespectful in the beginning.
Damn.
But had you been a man, you would have probably got punched. But you're a woman. You were able to use that to your advantage and act in a disrespectful manner to a degree.
How was I disrespectful?
Hold on. Let me finish my point.
You definitely were.
You're being disrespectful, but it's fine because you were. Objectively speaking, you were. So, but what I'm saying is that, and I'm just using this as an example, the reason why you were able to do that is because you're a woman and you're not going to bear the same physical consequences as if you were a man. Very rarely do men meet each other that don't know each other and speak to each other in a kind of way, because there's always that potential for physical consequences. Okay, we call it, when it comes to, think of like nuclear weapons, mutually assured destruction. The reason why we don't shoot nukes at Russia and why they don't shoot nukes at us is because we're going to shoot them at each other and both kill each other. Men understand this silent agreement that you're going to respect me because there's physical consequence. Women, however, are allowed the privilege of acting ridiculous, being loud, being disrespectful, because quite frankly, y'all don't get punched in the face. That's the truth.
It's interesting, even the girl in white had to let her know to chill out a bit there. Anyway, in today's video, guys, you'll see the huge differences between men and women in terms of disrespect, and all this will prove, again, that equality is a word that has lost most of its meaning. Stick around because I'm sure you're going to love this one. When Myron said that women don't get punched, he's not promoting violence in any form. Many thin-skinned people love to call him names because he's very raw in his speech, but on this channel we care more about the message. Hold on. So, being superficial is evil, right? Shaming a woman for not being fit or being a 304 is evil and a sign of insecurity, and we should all accept her no matter what. So, why is it not evil to accept a man who is losing weight and far from reaching his peak value? No, he must deal with her past, and it's his fault if he gets no pussy. Irony aside, you get the idea. Women love acting a certain kind of way and still be desired. In reality, the underlying problem is that they get lots of attention regardless of their inadequacies and attitude. A girl with a low cultural level who can't name 3 countries can easily get lots of DMs just for being pretty. A man who is working as a programmer and is a bit weird is not a good catch despite making lots of money. All his education and skill set is irrelevant because, in the eyes of this quote-unquote open-minded, tolerant woman, he's not good enough. Another example, if a single mom exploits her ex financially, she's not called out because it's the man's duty to protect her, despite her infidelity, mental health disorders, or whatever excuse she comes up with. And look at the hypocrisy. Where did the strong and independent woman ideas go? Now that she's a single mom, it's all in the past, and suddenly she can't help herself. Ergo, his money is nothing but a necessity. Could you imagine if the man was the one who asked her for money? He'd probably be called a lowlife, good for nothing, it's giving small energy, etc.
But the point is that when men are shitty, there's almost always a consequence. When women are shitty, there oftentimes is not. Because women can hit men in public and no one really does anything. Women can falsely accuse someone and she's not going to jail, she's getting sued. When she ruined that man's livelihood the last 5 years. What percent of men actually get laid? The other guys face consequences for their decisions. Like, that's the whole point, is like,
Sure.
like men, when they make a bad decision, they always have a consequence. Women don't. And that's why women are worse, because one gender has consequences, one doesn't. And to say it's like equal, I just think isn't like fair, because like men, when they make a bad decision, they have the consequence immediately, where women don't. We're bailed out of everything.
How are we bailed out of everything?
Okay. Every bad decision that you make, you're bailed out of. If you want to sleep around, there's birth control. If you get pregnant, you don't want to keep it, there's an abortion. If you get pregnant and you want to get married to the guy and leave and take half, you can do that. And you can do it under the guise of being happy. And, you know, and society will accept you, and some simp will probably marry you after. And then, and then on top of that, if you're bad with your money, what are you going to do? You're going to go to a women's shelter, or the government will pay you. If you leave and you're a single mother and you're the 5th baby mama or whatever, you can also go to the government, they'll pay you.
And look, this is not to exempt men from integrity and other virtues. It's all very simple. Every action has consequences. Therefore, everyone must be very careful with what they do. If a man loses his money on gambling, it's his responsibility. If a woman got attached to Chad and he just used her for intimacy while she ignored all the red flags, it's her responsibility. The logic is very basic, but still, many can't get it.
I know who I am, and really, when I do turn 40, I'm still gonna be a bad bitch. So what is your point?
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever. Keep it moving.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, you gotta be real careful, you know what I mean?
What?
Be real careful, you know what I'm saying? Be real careful.
A woman is free to disrespect a man at all times and even hit him in public. Right there, the social awareness and all those corny traits don't matter. I mean, when a woman hits a man in public, pretty much nobody bats an eye. In fact, what they definitely don't think is, oh, he's a poor soul, weak guy, and hasn't connected with his strength yet. Let's save him from this evil, abusive woman. Instead, they'd say, you're a bitch. Just go to the gym and don't let a woman hit you. Duh. Yeah, the clown world has just gotten crazier, and this shit ain't changing anytime soon. The funny thing is that men also end up believing that their actions have no consequences. Therefore, they might bang women left and right, throw them back on the streets, and wash off their hands just because the woman chose freely to sleep with them. But you know, a guy using a woman for intimacy is still evil, but a woman using a guy for free meals is not. Oh, and some women out there do use men for intimacy, but I already talked about a particular story in a previous video. Feel free to check it out after this one. To make my example even clearer, damn, this is becoming an essay, take a look at all the drama when a soon-to-be husband cheats on his bride. I'm not showing this to justify infidelity, but just to portray how men and women deal with the consequences of their actions. When you hear a modern woman parrot narratives, just remember that Jada Pinkett cheated on Will Smith, had an adventure with August Alsina, and didn't get as roasted as Will Smith for being a simp. To make matters worse, the lack of accountability is normalized in debates about the so-called wage gap. These modern women say, oh, men get paid more because of gender. But instead of responding with a, no bitch, that's not the case, let's take a look at this series of facts, that prove these modern women wrong.
Men and women actually are more the same than they are different. But the issue is that small differences at the population level can turn into very large differences at the extreme. So, for example, men and women are broadly similar with regards to aggression, although men tilt a little bit more towards aggression. So that if you picked a random person out of the population, male and female, and you guessed that the male was more aggressive, you'd be right 60% of the time. But if you take the 1 in 100 most aggressive people, they're all male. And that's why the overwhelming proportion of people who are in prisons are male. Now, do you want to equalize that, just out of curiosity? What about bricklayers? They're 99% male, and we've got about 3/4 of the population now in universities in the humanities and social sciences are female.
Yeah.
Are we going to equalize that? And men work longer hours. They work more dangerous jobs. They're more likely to move. They're more likely to work outside. They're more likely to participate in jobs in the STEM fields that are scalable. They make more money for those reasons, and that's all hidden under the idea that the reason that men and women make different amounts of money is because of their gender. It's a very simplistic analysis.
All in all, it's evident that equality, tolerance, and emotional/social awareness sound cool, but they don't really matter when a man makes mistakes or bad decisions. He's gotta deal with the consequences of his actions, marrying the wrong woman, losing money, and whatnot. Whereas a woman will easily get support regardless, even if she's mistreated her husband, been violent towards him, and made poor financial decisions. Keep your integrity high always, and be very careful with the chicks you hang out with. If they happen to preach the gospel of equality while legitimizing women who made bad decisions, better find someone else or just stay single. Stay strong, guys. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you will get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, guys, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.